Cool. All right, guys. So this video, this live actually has nothing to do with Go at all. I just got back from a full day of defense training where I was playing with kind of like SRT handguns and AR-15s. So this is reconnecting. Hope this is on. All right, I think we are back. My internet is a little bit weird. But yeah, this is gonna be. I was trying to make this a short, and it's just like kind of Sunday meanderings and ponderings. But the short was not short, so I decided to do a live. But anyways, this is not gonna be crypto related, but more about my thoughts on life and where things are. So I recently finished a hackathon, and I was working on a project that allowed people to read comics like manga and manhwa. So I don't know if you guys know, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I really like manga, manhwa, which is kind of like the Asian comic books. And those there have been some stories that really impacted me. And I just wanted to name a few, and if you're interested, you go read them. One is The Boxer, and the other one is called The Warrior Returns. So in those two, it actually like if you read those full stories, it's actually written so well that at some points you actually start being emotional. And I think that a lot of men these days struggle with exposing themselves, for lack of a better term, right now because it's been a long day. But those two comics I really liked. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking like, all right, I want to build my own kind of platform reader for comics that people can read from because with everything that's on Web 2 right now, if Amazon doesn't like it or something like that, of course they're going to bring it down. So that's why there are things like IPFS and Filecoin. It isn't until like I started working on this project where I see IPFS as something that's really crucial. So if we're going back to crypto, I think one of the infrastructures, there is Ethereum, that is, I think Ethereum is going to stay. Bitcoin's going to stay. Something else I'm investing in heavily is Chainlink because that is big infrastructure. Almost everything uses it. And Filecoin. Now I'm seeing the big the big pluses of Filecoin because when we're talking about databases where people are storing data, like if the files like videos you'll see or things like images, that's going to be all stored on Filecoin. So that's something that I really think has potential. But anyways, back to what I was thinking. Actually, I have this written down in my journal. Um, that yeah, if we're talking about creative things like comic books and things, I think that's really going to move on to things like IPFS or interplanetary file system, which is getting really in depth, and most of you might not care. But I think if those of you are listening to this and you start buying Filecoin, you're going to be very profitable in the future. But I just wanted to get to the point that like those stories that I read, um, The Warrior Returns and other one being The Boxer, I think that those ones, the main character is some lonely kid and they're just shunned by society. And growing up, I always kind of felt that way. And it wasn't until kind of recently where I kind of found closure and feeling that being alone is actually better, or I feel more comfortable being alone than being around most people. Not saying that I don't like people, but I feel like a lot of people that are around me these days, I can't really vibe out with. Like I vibe out with the community on YouTube, our crypto community here, because I feel like there is some commonalities with respect to okay, the people. I feel like the people in crypto have a very common mindset of what they believe in terms of political wise, and where we have to go with respect to society. So I feel like there's not a lot of people that I can talk about that with that in in my surroundings in my life. So just wanted to share that, and to the point that there's a lot of things that people would get very emotional about that I do not get emotional about at all. Um, I'm gonna say it, but I think that like the thing that happened like during the pandemic with George Floyd, Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's sad, but I won't say that I feel as emotional as how the media felt about it. I mean, it's things like that happen all around the world, but it's kind of like in America, it gets blown all way out of proportion, and the way we vote is not voted with, how do I say this? I feel like the way that Americans and Canadians and Western cultures vote, it's not through logical reasoning, but through emotions, which I find that I'm not on board with. So it's kind of lonely in that sense that how I am in this society. How do I put this? I'm just gonna put it this way. I don't think like other people think like where I live. So that's kind of a point where I think like I that's where the loneliness comes from because like a lot of things that I think about, I just don't discuss it with people and keep it to myself. I feel like this is the first time I'm discussing it with somebody, but I also think that there's a lot of people out there who would think like me. There's 7 or 8 billion people in the world, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe I'm just going crazy or something, but just wanted to share that out with the community that if you think differently, if you think that you're alone, likelihood you're not. There's probably people out there that thinks very much similar to you do, but you just don't know about it. And yeah, those are some ponderings I had for today, and I just wanted to share with the community. Anyways, other than that, guys, have a great one. Have a good Sunday, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you for the next live, whenever that is. Take care.